Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really key for English fluency.
Mm-hmm.
It's about unlocking that secret weapon, actually thinking in English.
Exactly. We're not just talking about, learning more words or more grammar
No,
rules.
this is deeper. It's a real mental shift.
Yeah.
It's about making English less like a school subject.
And more like a language you actually, live in day to day.
Right. We want that feeling
Yeah.
now, where the words just flow out naturally.
Yeah. No hesitation, no mental gymnastics trying to translate everything in your head first.
That's the goal, is real fluency.
Yeah.
And thinking in English is like the direct path there,
It really is. Because when you think directly in English, you completely skip that internal translation step.
which makes you faster, obviously.
Much faster. But it's not just speed. It also boosts your confidence, doesn't it?
Definitely. And your sentences just sound, well, more natural, more like how native speakers actually talk.
That's the critical difference, I think. It separates people who just study English from those who are starting to really operate within the language.
And I bet a lot of listeners can relate to this feeling. You spend hours studying, right?
Oh, yeah. Flashcards, grammar exercises, the works.
But you still don't feel fluent when you actually try to speak.
Exactly. And often the missing link is that you're still thinking primarily in your native language. You're filtering everything.
Like that red car example we talked about.
Right. If you're thinking in your native language, you see the car, you think the word in your language, then you translate it to red car, 2 steps.
But if you're thinking in English,
You just see it and think, red car, 1 step, immediate.
and that saved mental energy, that's huge for communication.
It really is. And what's interesting, too, is how it connects you more deeply to the conversation.
How so?
Well, without that constant translation buzzing in the background, you can actually listen better. You're more present.
Ah, right. You can respond faster, too.
Exactly. Which, again, builds confidence. And you start to feel more like yourself when you speak English.
Okay, but I can hear some people thinking, hang on, I don't know enough English yet. How can I think in it?
Yeah, that's a really common concern, a big hurdle for many.
But what's the reality?
The reality is you don't need to be perfect to start. Seriously. Fluency isn't about having 0 mistakes.
It's more about flow, progress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about moving forward, communicating effectively, even with bumps along the way. Starting with simple thoughts in English is a massive step.
And it helps with memory, too, right? Thinking in English.
Oh, definitely. It creates this amazing reinforcement loop in your brain. Your own thoughts become like a constant, personalized practice session.
So you remember words better. Grammar feels more intuitive.
Precisely. It builds stronger connections, better recall. It starts to feel natural, like how you use your native language without actively thinking about the rules.
It almost sounds like it helps you build a sort of English-speaking identity.
In a way, yes. It helps you find and develop that confident English-speaking version of yourself that's already inside you.
And that doesn't mean losing your native language identity, of course.
Not at all. It's about adding another dimension, enriching who you are.
Okay, so this deep dive today,
Mm-hmm.
we're really going to get practical, aren't we?
Absolutely. We'll look at the biggest mistake learners make, some easy daily habits people can start right away.
How to actually stop that translation habit.
Yeah, and even techniques you can use to practice when you're completely alone. It's all about practice, motivation, and building that confidence step by step.
Fantastic. Let's jump right in then. What is that single biggest mistake? The main thing holding people back from thinking in English?
Okay, the number one thing, hands down, is translating everything. Constantly translating from your native language into English right before you speak, or even as you're listening.
Which, as you said, feels natural at first.
It does, especially for beginners. Your first language is your home base, your comfort zone. So leaning on it makes sense initially.
But it becomes a crutch.
Exactly. It feels safe, but it ultimately hinders fluency. It creates this cognitive bottleneck, you're forcing your brain to do double the work.
Right. It slows everything down, makes it
Yeah.
feel clunky.
It's like that analogy you use driving with one foot on the accelerator and one on the brake.
Yeah, you're moving, but it's jerky and takes way more effort than it should.
Precisely. Translation is useful as like a temporary bridge when you're first learning a new word or concept.
Connecting it to what you already know.
Right. But you have to realize it's just a bridge. It's not the actual road you want to be driving on for fluency.
Can you maybe walk us through the mental difference again, like for a simple sentence?
Sure. Let's take I'm going to the store. If you're translating, your brain likely does this. 1. Formulate the idea in language A. 2. Mentally search for the English word for I. 3. Search for am going. 4. Search for to the store. 5. Piece it all together grammatically. It's sequential.
Okay, lots of steps. And if you're thinking in English,
The thought itself just arises. I'm going to the store. The image, the intention, it connects directly to the English phrase. No middleman.
it's automatic.
That's the goal, yeah. Automaticity. Thought and English become one thing.
So translation isn't like evil. It has its place.
Not at all. It's essential for learning, for understanding new things. The problem is when it becomes this dominant automatic habit that blocks that direct connection.
So why do so many people get stuck there in that translation loop?
Well, a few reasons. First, as we said, it feels safe. Control. Your native language is always there as backup.
Okay, what else?
Second, there's often this belief that I'm not ready yet. People think their English isn't good enough, vocabulary's too small, grammar's shaky.
But you're saying even basic English is enough to start thinking in it.
Absolutely. Even simple sentences, you start small. The third reason is often just lack of awareness.
I don't even realize they're doing it.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
become so ingrained, so subconscious, they don't notice the translation step happening anymore.
Wow. So breaking that habit, even though it takes conscious effort, it's really crucial.
It's essential for genuine fluency. When you start letting go of constant translation, that's when you really begin to, live in English.
Your focus shifts.
Right. Less about perfect grammar, more about just communicating, getting your idea across. Your speech flows better, less hesitation.
English becomes a tool, not just a subject.
That's a great way to put it, a tool for life.
So what's a practical first step? How can someone become more aware of whether they're translating?
Okay, a simple thing you can do is just start noticing. Throughout your day, check in with yourself. Ask, hey, what language are my thoughts in right now?
Just observe.
Just observe. And if you catch yourself thinking in your native language, gently try to switch one or two simple thoughts into English.
Like what?
Describe something you see. Blue sky, hot coffee. Narrate a simple action. I am walking. I open the door. Ask yourself a simple question. What time is it? And answer it in English.
Don't worry about perfection.
Not at all. The goal is just awareness first, training your brain to notice, then gently redirecting.
That sounds manageable. It starts with just paying attention.
Exactly. Awareness is the first step on that whole fluency journey. Once you see the habit, you can start to change it.
Okay, so we know the problem is that translation bottleneck, and awareness is the first step. What's the solution? How do we build that good habit of thinking in English? What are some easy daily things?
Right. The solution is exactly that. Cultivating the good habit through daily practice. Small things, consistently. It's about weaving English into your everyday life.
Even if you're not living in an English-speaking country.
Especially then, you create your own immersion.
Okay, give us habit number 1, something easy.
Habit 1, name things around you. Simple. At home, look around. Think table, lamp, window, book outside, tree, car, building, dog.
Just connecting the English word directly to the object?
Exactly. No translation needed. See the thing, think the English word. Your environment becomes your vocabulary builder. Builds those direct links.
Makes sense. Habit 2.
Habit 2, describe what you're doing in simple English as you do things. silently in your head or quietly aloud if you can. I am brushing my teeth. I am making breakfast. I am reading email.
Keep it simple.
Very simple sentences. The goal is the habit of internal English narration, not complex grammar. Just getting used to that inner voice being in English.
I like that.
Yeah.
Integrates right into what you're already doing.
Habit 3. Habit 3. Use English for your to-do list. When you write down what you need to do today or this week.
Write it in English?
Yep. Call mom, go to bank, finish report, buy milk. It connects English directly to your daily goals and tasks, makes it practical.
Smart. Habit 4.
Habit 4. This one might feel a bit odd at first, but talk to yourself in English.
Out loud?
You can, quietly or even in front of a mirror, or just mentally. Ask yourself simple questions. How am I feeling today? I feel pretty good. What should I have for lunch? Maybe a salad.
Okay, so it trains your brain and maybe your mouth too if you speak.
Exactly. And your confidence, hearing yourself use the language.
Cool. Habit 5.
Habit 5. Think in English just before you sleep. Spend just a minute or two. Ask yourself something simple in English. What did I do today? I worked, then I went for a walk. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my friends.
Like a quiet little English check-in.
Yeah, a nice calm way to end the day, reinforcing the habit.
Okay. Habit 6.
Habit 6. Use your phone. Make your phone interaction English-based.
Oh, change the language setting.
Yes.
Mm.
Change the system language. Use Siri or Google Assistant in English. Do your web searches in English. Follow English accounts on social media.
Leveraging a tool you use constantly anyway.
Exactly. Instant immersion, basically.
Clever. And habit 7.
Habit 7. Set a thinking in English alarm, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. When it goes off, stop for just 1 minute.
And do what?
Just consciously think in English. What are you doing right now? How do you feel? What are you planning next? Just a quick mental switch into English.
Like a little brain workout.
Precisely. Builds that mental muscle.
These are great. Very practical. Should someone try to do all 7 at once?
Oh, definitely not. That'd be overwhelming. The key is to start small. Pick 1. Maybe 2 that seem easiest or most appealing.
And focus on consistency.
Consistency is everything. These habits don't really take extra time because they fit into things you're already doing. Just be consistent with 1 or 2.
So the advice is pick 1, try it today, and build from there.
Exactly. Little by little, English becomes a natural part of your thinking.
Okay, great habits to build the muscle. But let's tackle the flip side. Again, actively stopping the translation. How do we make that mental shift away from it?
Right, because translation feels comfortable, like a safety net. Letting go requires a conscious change in perspective.
So what's the core change?
The big reframe is this. Stop treating English like a subject you study.
Like in school.
Right. And start treating it like a tool you use, a tool for living your life. Think about how kids learn their first language. They don't use translation or grammar books, do they?
No, they just absorb it, love it.
Exactly. They connect words directly to experiences. We need to try and mimic that mindset.
So moving from passive knowledge to active application.
Yes. And practically, that means shifting the question in your head. Instead of asking, how do I say this specific phrase from my language in English?
Which often leads to awkward translations.
Totally. Instead, train yourself to ask, okay, what sentence can I build with the English I already know to get this idea across?
Work with what you've got.
Work with what you've got and build from there. That's how real fluency develops.
Can you give an example of that simplification?
Sure. Let's say you want to express a complex thought like, I was really looking forward to going to the beach today because the weather forecast was absolutely stunning, but unfortunately, I got stuck at home needing to finish an urgent work project.
Okay, lots of specific words there. Translating that directly could be tough.
Right. You might get stuck on stunning or urgent project, but if you reframe, what can I say with the English I know? You might simplify it to, I wanted to go to the beach. The weather was great. Sunny, but I had to stay home. I had work.
Much simpler. Gets the main point across clearly.
Exactly. Clarity and communication over perfect, complex translation. That's key when you're trying to think directly in English.
What about thinking in images? Does that help?
Hugely. Try to consciously link images directly to English words. You see a dog chasing a ball. Think dog chasing ball. Visualize it. Try not to let the words from your native language pop in first.
Forge those direct visual to English connections.
Yes. And another crucial point, you don't need to understand 100% of everything to stop translating.
Really?
So,
That feels counterintuitive.
I know, but you have to trust your brain more. Learn to understand from context, from tone, from patterns you recognize. Don't feel you have to stop and mentally translate every single word you don't immediately know when listening or reading.
That takes practice. And maybe some comfort with ambiguity.
It does, and honestly, feeling a bit uncomfortable when you first start pushing yourself to think in English, that's actually a good sign.
It means your brain is stretching.
Exactly. It means you're growing, building new pathways. Embrace that slight discomfort.
What if you're really stuck trying to say something? What's the go-to move instead of translating?
Simplify. Always simplify. If you can't think of the word commute, say, my trip to work. If colleague escapes you, say, the person I work with. If you wanted to say the architecture was incredibly ornate, maybe just say the building looked very old and beautiful.
Focus on flow and getting the meaning across.
Yes, flow over perfection. And another quick tip, practice thinking in just short words or phrases. Little bursts,
Like what?
like need coffee, almost lunchtime, nice song, feeling tired. Keep these little snippets running in English. It keeps the English part of your brain switched on.
So it's about making English feel like home, mentally.
That's a lovely way to put it. Making it your mental home base. It takes time, patience, trust in the process. But eventually the thoughts just start happening in English naturally.
Without conscious effort. That's the dream.
That's the goal.
Okay, but what about those moments? You're trying to think in English, you're in the flow, and then blank. You just can't find the right word. It happens to everyone, right?
Oh, absolutely. All the time, even to native speakers. So the first thing is, don't panic. Don't feel bad about it. It's totally normal.
So what do? You don't want to just switch back to translating?
Exactly. You need strategies to keep thinking and communicating in English.
Okay, strategy 1.
Strategy 1, use simpler words, like we just touched on. Can't think of enormous, say very big. Can't recall delicious, say tastes great. Or very good, exhausted, very tired. Focus on getting the meaning across clearly.
Right. Communication first. Strategy 2.
Strategy 2, describe the word. Talk around it. Use the English you do know. Can't think of screwdriver? You could say the tool used to turn screws. Forgot thermometer, the thing that tells you the temperature.
So you're still problem solving in English.
Exactly. It keeps your brain in English mode, and often the other person will understand, or you'll even trigger your own memory for the word.
Makes sense. Strategy 3.
Strategy 3, use gestures or point to things if you're talking to someone. Can't think of stapler. Pick it up or mime using it while saying this thing for papers. If you're just thinking, visualize the object, think it's used for, or it looks like.
Connecting it visually or physically. 4.
Strategy 4, use placeholder words. Don't underestimate things, stuff, place, person. Can't recall microwave. You know that thing in the kitchen, heats food fast, forgot briefcase. The bag he uses for work stuff. It keeps you moving.
Buys you time while staying in English. 5.
Strategy 5, use the context. Often the situation or the rest of the sentence makes the meaning clear even if one word is missing or wrong. If someone says, she works as a brem and takes care of sick people, you can probably guess nurse or doctor. Trust your brain to fill in gaps.
Rely on the bigger picture. 6.
Strategy 6, make it a learning moment. If you realize you don't know a word, make a note of it. Mentally or physically write it down. Look it up later. Then try to use it in a few sentences, in your thoughts or out loud. Turn the gap into growth.
Active learning from the experience. And 7.
Strategy 7. Actively practice thinking around words. Pick an object you see right now. Pretend you don't know the English word for it. Try to describe it, its color, shape, use, material, all in English without looking it up immediately. It builds that specific skill.
Those are all super useful. What's the main takeaway when you hit that word blank?
The absolute main thing is keep going. Don't stop your sentence. Don't stop your thought. Use one of these strategies, simplify, describe, placeholder, whatever, but keep the flow going in English.
Because fluency is more about communication and confidence than knowing every single word instantly.
Precisely. It's about navigating communication effectively, even with the vocabulary you have right now. These strategies help you do that.
Okay, this is great. We have daily habits, strategies for tricky moments. But what about dedicated practice? How can people actively work on thinking in English when they're just by themselves?
Solo practice. It's incredibly powerful. There's this myth you need a conversation partner all the time, but honestly, your alone time is golden for training your brain.
So how can we use that time effectively? Technique 1.
Technique 1, narrate your day, like we mentioned with the habits, but maybe more detailed. As you're doing things, describe them mentally or quietly aloud. Okay, I'm pouring the coffee now. It smells really good. Adding a little milk. Sitting down at the table.
Creating your own internal monologue in English.
Exactly. It builds fluency, sentence structure, confidence, all internally.
Okay. Technique 2.
Technique 2, reflect in English. At the end of the day, or even during a break, review things in English. Ask yourself, what did I do this morning? Answer with details. How did that meeting go? Express your feelings about it. What went well? What was challenging?
Using English to process your own experiences.
Right. Great practice and useful reflection, too. Technique 3. Technique 3. Ask and answer questions. Have little dialogues with yourself. What should I do this weekend? Well, I want to see that new movie. Maybe I'll call Sarah. What's my biggest goal right now? To feel more confident speaking English.
Practicing formulating questions and answers quickly.
Yes, builds that rapid response skill internally. Technique 4. Technique 4. Use a mirror. This one is great. Actually talk to yourself in the mirror. Introduce yourself. Talk about your day. Practice affirmations. I am learning English. I am improving. I feel strong. Watch your mouth movements, your body language.
It combines language practice with building that speaking presence.
Totally. Technique 5. Technique 5. Play the, what can I say, game. Pick any object, a pen, a plant, a book. Set a timer for 30 seconds or a minute, and just talk about it in English. Describe it, say what it's used for, anything that comes to mind.
Forces you to think quickly using the words you have.
Exactly. Great fluency builder. Technique 6. Technique 6. Listen, pause, and think. Listen to a short piece of English audio, maybe a minute of this deep dive. Then pause it. Summarize what you just heard in English in your own mind. Ask yourself, what was the main point? What do I think about it?
Makes listening more active and deepens processing in English.
Yes. Technique 7. Technique 7. Visualize your day in English. Before you start something or just planning ahead, mentally walk through it using English. Okay, first I need to go to the supermarket. I'll talk to the cashier. I need to buy apples, bread, and cheese. Then I'll walk home.
Using English for mental simulation and planning.
Exactly. And a quick bonus one.
Ooh, bonus.
Dream journaling. When you wake up, try to remember your dreams. Then describe them in English, mentally or written down. Dreams are often weird, so it's great practice for more creative, complex expression.
Huh. That's a fun one. Okay, lots of great solo techniques. What's the key to making them stick?
Again, consistency over intensity. Pick one or two you genuinely enjoy or find easy to fit in. And please, don't worry about making mistakes during solo practice. It's your safe space to experiment and learn.
The goal is just to get that English thinking habit stronger.
Exactly. Solo practice really helps build that deep personal connection with the language, making it a natural part of your internal world.
This has been so valuable. Wrapping things up, what's the absolute core message we want listeners to take away about thinking in English?
The core message is simple. Thinking in English isn't just a nice-to-have skill, it's the actual engine of true fluency. It changes everything from the inside out.
And believing you can do it is maybe the first step.
Yeah. Absolutely crucial. You have to believe you're capable of reaching fluency. That belief, that mindset, often comes before perfect grammar or huge vocabulary. Successful learners aren't necessarily geniuses. They're consistent, courageous, and they persevere.
Right. They don't let mistakes stop them.
Not at all.
So just to recap quickly, we talked about why thinking in English is key, the big trap of translation, those easy daily habits, what to do when you don't know a word, and these powerful solo practice techniques.
And remember, you are already becoming fluent. Every time you try, every time you think a thought in English, even if it's imperfect, you're making progress. Think of fluency as free English. Freedom to express, connect, and think without fear.
Okay, so what's the call to action? What should someone do, like, right now?
Choose one thing, just one simple habit or technique we discussed. Decide to do it today. Right now, maybe describe 5 things you can see in English. Tonight, spend 1 minute reflecting on your day in English. Tomorrow, write your to-do list in English. Just start.
Don't wait for the perfect moment or perfect English.
Exactly. The perfect time is now. The perfect tool is your own mind. And the perfect English is the English you're building, day by day.
And maybe share this deep dive with a friend who's also learning.
Great idea. Support each other, practice together if you can. It makes the journey better.
Okay, final thought to leave everyone with.
Just this. You don't need to be perfect to be fluent. You just need to keep thinking in English one thought at a time.
Your English mind is awake now. Keep feeding it, keep growing, and never stop. You've absolutely got this.